Hi everyone, this is Pam. I will be implementing my arts project at the Snowtown Children's Centre. The Snowtown Children's Centre is run in conjunction with the Snowtown Primary School and the Balaclava Children's Centre. Initially, the site was run as a standalone kindy, but in the past 2 years, the site has been merged into a childcare out of our school care and kindergarten. This was done to meet the needs of the community. So currently the site is catering for children from about 6 months to 12 years. The children attend on different days and at different times. So my initial observations recognised that the voices of the children were not clearly visible within the site. Um, Even though the children engage in a range of spontaneous and planned art experiences, the educators provide limited guidance or modelling of different skills, particularly in the visual arts. The children have a great deal of freedom to use different drawing materials, but they are limited in their use of papers and other mediums. So they usually use A4 white cartridge paper to present their artworks. The children enjoy creating their different artworks and they enjoy sharing them with each other and the families and their educators. So my project will focus on creating a sense of identity within the centre for children. The topic will promote a sense of ownership, a sense of community. It'll represent the child's voice. It'll involve the families. It'll explore diversity and culture within the school site, and it will explore the children's sense of self and their families. By creating a positive sense of identity for each child, it allows them to see themselves as a valued and unique individual. This development of a positive self identity leads children to develop a view of others with the same respect, with the same positivity and respect. This leads to the foundation for children to acknowledge diversity and culture within their centre and influences how they interact and view others. A positive sense of self identity allows children to develop it to be emotionally strong individuals, and it enables them to face problems and challenges as they arise within their world. The framework puts particular emphasis on self identity. Outcome one states that having a positive self identity and experiencing respectful and responsive relationships strengthens children's interests and skills in being and becoming active contributors to their world. So the first part of the project will be to engage the children in self-portraiture. So picture books and written literature will be used as provocations to create group discussion and brainstorming about what makes them themselves. So I will guide open-ended discussions about what makes children themselves. So we will look at the different features. It might be age, it might be height, it might be how they look, and this will eventually lead them to talking about their facial features as a part of identity. Once we start talking about facial features, I will introduce the concept of self-portraiture as a means of capturing how they look. We will provide them with a separate area to engage in creating their self-portraits with a desk and mirrors, where they will have a range of art materials to use to create their portrait, and educators will model and guide their process in there and develop their understanding of self-portraiture through drawing their own self-portrait. So we're going to use the concept of drawing from observation, so observational drawing. So children will develop the understanding of recording what they see instead of using their imagination to create a drawing. I will use a creative open-ended pedagogy, which will use scaffolding, guiding and modelling techniques, as well as active listening and purposeful dialogue to promote and guide the children's learning. So this creative open-ended learning allows children to make their own decisions and have their own opportunities to create their own artworks. It also promotes problem solving and let them create their own individual interpretations and express their own ideas, perceptions and feelings. This part of the project will be an ongoing project, so children will have the freedom to create the portraits throughout the day and in the afternoon when the after hours school care children arrive at the centre. They also will have the opportunity to create their own self-portraits. They will be able to do multiple portraits and each portrait will be displayed within the centre. So children will be able to progress and develop their skills in self-portraiture, and they will be able to observe their own project progress and the progress of their peers. The second part of the project will be the sending home of art materials and information to parents and families, so that as a family they can create their own family portrait. So I will be providing some art materials, but they will be encouraged to use materials from home to make it a more unique and individual project. The parents will be given information about why we are undertaking the project and given support and engaged in conversations about how their project is going. So at the end of the process, all the artworks will be collected, and this is the third part of the project. And then a community exhibition will be held as part of the Sala Festival for 2022. It will be probably held at this stage within the school library, and parents and families will be invited to come and look at the artworks that they have created and their children have created, and the artworks that other families and children have contributed to the exhibition. So throughout the project, the children will have access to a range of different written literature and books, picture books, particularly those by the author Todd Parr, because they show a range of different topics that relate to the project. For example, family and a sense of identity and diversity. I will use a range of different documentation as a part of the assessment of the project. So that will involve the artworks themselves, conversations and observations of children, group discussions and peer review. And this will all formulate a formative assessment process and show whether the project was successful or whether it needs further extension for the children and the community. At the end of the project, all the artworks that have been used in the exhibit will be rehoused at the centre, so children will be able to continue to see and add to the collection of self-portraits and family portraits as the year progresses. Thank you.